Thank you so much, everyone. And I just want to thank you for your service to our state. I'll speak to you for a few minutes as a fellow Georgian, if that's okay. While we are working hard on the federal level in Washington, D.C., I'm going to say something that I think you all know is true, and that is that Washington is broken. And it's very difficult for us to accomplish many things. And sadly, that's hurting our country. But you are in unique positions here in Georgia's Senate to make a real difference for Georgians, for families, for businesses, for workers, and for people that visit here. And so I'm going to talk to you for just a minute. I was born and raised here in Georgia. I've lived pretty much all over the state. But the best thing that I've ever done is I've raised 3 kids here in Georgia. And so I'm going to put my mom hat on for a few minutes and talk to you about our children, because that's something that I know that we can all share together. There is a great delusion that has been sent on our country, and it is attacking our children. And that is the lie that children can change their gender. You know, God spoke the truth, and God created all of us, and He created us man and woman. In His image, He created us, and that is the truth, and that's who we are. But today, children are being taught a lie that they can change their gender, and this is a very big issue. It's a multi-billion-dollar medical industry that's growing all over the country, but it is also a major attack happening to our youth on social media. This is where they are told these lies. And there are children that are not even old enough to vote, not old enough to graduate high school, not old enough and don't have driver's license, aren't old enough to join the military, aren't old enough to get a tattoo, aren't old enough to buy nicotine or alcohol, that are taking dangerous medications, puberty blockers. They are undergoing dangerous surgeries, permanent life-altering surgeries, such as mastectomies for teenage girls, castration for teenage boys, and it is a very serious issue. They are making these permanent decisions before they're ever old enough to do anything that adults do every single day, and many of them regret it by the time they become adults. My ask for you is, let's protect our kids here in Georgia. This isn't about adult choices, what people choose to do with their bodies and sexually as adults, but it's about what children need. They need time to grow up. So my ask to you is, please let kids be kids, and let Georgia be a state where we protect children from this medical industry and from this lie that they can change their gender. They just need to grow up. Secondly, I ask you for our children's education here in Georgia, please remember that technical education is such an important education. And that's something that we need to continue to pursue here in Georgia, because I have to tell you, as an owner of a construction company, jobs like electricians, plumbers, construction workers, truck drivers, and so much more are important jobs. And so I ask that you consider these things when you're passing legislation with education. Thirdly, I'll ask one more thing. One of the greatest gifts and freedoms that we have in this country is being a business owner, employing people, and having the freedom to be able to do that. And I ask that you continue to keep Georgia a great state for people to be able to open businesses, run their businesses, and grow our economy. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for the jobs that you do. You have very important jobs, and as a Congresswoman, but also as a Georgia resident and citizen, I really greatly appreciate what you're doing. Thank you so much for letting me visit today, and I thank you, our Lieutenant Governor Jones, for letting me speak a few minutes.